Subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to get all the latest updates. According to the Association of Democratic Reform, 67% of the outgoing Goa Assembly has actually changed sides. Why is the incidence of defections, of changing parties, so high in a state like Goa? To understand this, we're joined by one of the best performing legislators of the Assembly. You can see here, we're sitting in his lovely home with flowers in bloom all around us, is Aleixo Reginaldo Lourenco, whom the ADR actually said asked the maximum number of questions to the BJP, more than 1,000. He's a three-time legislator and he left the Congress to join the Trinamool, but he did not last in the TMC for even 1 month. What happened? Aleixo, let me start by asking you, why did you leave the Congress and join the Trinamool? First, let's start with that.
See, from 2007, when I first became the legislator, I got elected. From that time, I have been with the Congress party. I have stood in the thick of thin. From 2007, I was elected on South Goa, joined in later on Congress, and from Congress, I have been a congressman right through. 2007, when I got elected, we saved the Congress government. We saw that 5 years the Congress government was there. After that, we got elected. There was a showdown completely. Congress lost completely in Goa, and we were only 9 elected. Out of the 9 elected, 1 or 2 was already on their way out. But we fought the BJP, the Manohar Parrikar, who was the chief minister, tooth and nail. After that, what happened was, midway he went off. He went to be the defense minister. And 2012, exactly to be precise, 2017 exactly to be precise, not 2012, 2017. At that point of time, Congress got 17 seats. At that point, we could not form the government whatsoever.
I remember that.
A decision could not be taken. Yes.
I remember that. In fact, the Congress moved very slowly. The BJP moved very quickly. Mr. Gadkari moved very quickly, and you lost all your gains.
Yes.
Who do you blame for that time?
It was that decision had to be taken fast.
Who do you blame for that slow decision making?
The slow decision was the central leaders as well as the local leaders didn't take up the challenge to form the government.
Do you blame Digvijay Singh, who was at that time involved, or do you blame the Gandhis?
See, I don't blame anybody as such, but decision failed, and because of that, the dissent started. From there, one MLA went, just left us. After that, 2 left us. After that, 10 MLAs defected. I stood ground. I fought for the party. I fought for all issues of the state, including my constituency, which was my foremost importance. Again, we reached a place now at that point of time. And at that point of time, what happened was, we decided to have a good government. I told the Congress party leadership, let's form an alliance. Let's form, see that we have, we all of us unite and form a government against the BJP.
So
but
you're saying the beginning of the descent of the Congress in Goa began with that time when, despite the numbers, there was a failure to form the government. The BJP moved much faster, but you still stood rock solid with the Congress. Yes. What made you then join the Trinamool Congress?
At 2000, exactly at that time when 10 MLAs defected, I was only one vocal MLA. And we had a fight between 2 persons to decide who is going to be the leader of the opposition. I was not considered. On that day, I came to know that these Goa leaders were not with me. The central leadership may have been with me, but these people were not there with me. So from that time, I came to know that I was already. And what happened after that? There were parties approaching me. They were telling me, you are not getting the due recognition in the party.
So you went to Trinamool?
1 second. So I was getting, they came to me. I didn't go to anybody. They came to me. So finally we took a decision. Nothing was happening. I was, in fact, I never demanded anything. I said we will have a Congress government. We'll have a government against the BJP. We'll fight the BJP. Nothing was happening in the party. So at that point of time, we decided to join the Trinamool. Why? Nothing. I was a campaign manager. I was a campaign chief. I was the working president. I said we'll have an alliance. We'll do this. Nothing is happening. So at that point of time, looking into what happened in the behind also, we took this decision.
Yeah, and I'm glad you reminded our audience that Aleixo was also the working president of the Goa Congress, and so it was a big loss for the Congress when he crossed over. But you still haven't told me, one, why the Trinamool? You said they approached you, yes, and you did not last in the TMC for even a month. Was there a backlash from your voters? Did something else happen? Did you have an argument with the Trinamool leadership here? What happened?
See, when we joined there, I was promised, like we were told that we are going to do this, we are going to do that. There's no question of promises, but the question was of, what they are going to do.
Yeah.
We would have a system in place, we would have this. But when I went that side, nothing happened. Nothing was happening in the sense that what was required in the state of Goa was not there. Our interest of Goa is interest of my people, interest of my state is the foremost, which was not to be seen there. My people told me, everybody came to me and told me, now it's time. You can't remain in a party that will not look, that we are not comfortable as far as interest of Goa is concerned. So he says, you see that you join back the Congress party. So I waited.
But what was the tipping point? You didn't last even 1 month in the Trinamool. What was the tipping point?
What my people of Goa want, I could not see them, in that party. So that was the...
Anything specific?
See, interest of Goa, people don't want freebies. People don't want, people don't want that different sort of a... See, what happened, they were thinking that it is a party which is an outsider. But interest of Goa, we had got interest, we got mining interest, we got 3 linear project interest, we got good governance interest, we got interest of employment. See, all these things which was mattering the first, I could not see them.
You didn't have a fight with anyone?
No.
Okay, you just didn't see a campaign that you thought was working.
In the interest of Goa.
The campaign you didn't relate to?
No.
Now you're contesting as an independent?
Yes.
Okay, now tell me, the opposition, the anti-BJP space is totally fragmented in Goa right now. We're in an area which is dominated by the Christian community of Goa. How do you think the Christian community will vote? Will it be split? Will it continue to back your old party, the Congress? As a leader of the community, what do you think?
See, the parties are not united. They have their own agenda. If they are united, this would have not been the state today.
And a united opposition.
Yes. This was exactly what we want and exactly what the people of Goa want. People want a good government against the BJP, which they are not getting. And the leadership of each party is responsible for it. They are not showing it.
So you say that the opposition is not united.
Yes, they have got a different agenda.
Would you go back to the Congress, and the Congress's decision to not take defectors, as they call it, back? How do you feel about that?
See, basically, you see, people of Goa, and I am a congressman.
Yeah.
I was born and brought up as a congressman. So, going back and all that, I leave it to it's a full discussion of my people. My people will decide. But I have got no personal...
But hasn't it now become a Congress versus Congress battle in your seat even, and that's eventually just going to help the BJP?
No, it's not going to help them.
Who do you think is going to form the government in Goa?
See, the candidate is very simple. The candidate who has been given the Congress ticket is a person who got elected member of the Congress on the Congress ticket, gone to the BJP, and while going said this is the only party that is available which is good and will be an alternative and will give good governance to the state of Goa. That person came back to the Congress party and he has been given the ticket. So what can you expect from this type of people who have agendas?
Do you think the Trinamool and the Aam Aadmi party...
The people also of voters of my constituency are also asking the same question. How come a person who went to the BJP is given a Congress ticket, who went to the BJP, who was there for about a month or so, how he can be given the ticket?
Okay, can I ask you something? There are two relatively new parties in Goa. Aam Aadmi Party tried its luck last time without much success. It's trying again. It has a chief ministerial candidate, and this is the Trinamool Congress, which you joined briefly. Do you believe these two parties have any chance, or do you believe the main contest is going to be between the BJP and the Congress?
See, it is the way it is going for a fractured mandate. The way it is going about. Had they united, had everything been done.
Yeah. Who do you blame for them not uniting?
See, the blame is, I said this, the parties don't have a common agenda. They have a different agenda. That is the blame, that it's because of this is the reason why and this is happening to the state of Goa.
Okay. Finally, let me ask you, why are there so many defections and switching of sides? One voter we met told us that in Goa, people care more about their MLA than they care about the party. The other is the use of money part. There's a sense that there's a kind of great amount of money that is spent and candidates are up for sale, MLAs up for sale, and whoever gives them the best deal, that's where the person goes. Why is Goa the election of turncoats?
See, Goa has had a history of defections. And it is not new. I think these parties which have no proper agenda is giving a people a chance to do these things. So basically, I would boil down to only one question. These parties, all the parties, whoever is there in Goa, Congress party is there, the Goa Forward is there. They should have had a common agenda. The MGP should have a common agenda, and they should have followed that agenda. If they follow this agenda, the people don't have a problem. The people would have not done, would have given.
But why are there so many defections?
One second, and this money matters and all this happens. It happens because of obvious reasons.
Which are?
See, the reasons are what happens is everybody wants to have a, since the line is not clear of fighting the BJP, that's how they decide where to go, and then this happens. So basically,
no clear ideology.
No clear ideology. No clear ideology to have the opposition, united opposition. Finally, it boils down there, and there is no question of money. There is no question of anything. The question is how to get into power, in the sense that how to go to the ruling is the problem.
Do you think the advantage in Goa today is with the BJP because of this fragmentation?
Not exactly. There won't be.
You believe it will be a fractured mandate?
It is going to be a mandate which will have different. All parties will have few seats, but this could have been avoided.
Had the opposition united. Yes. All right. So here you have the former Congress Goa president who left the Congress, went to the Trinamool, left the Trinamool, is contesting as an independent, and in many ways, in his story, is a slice of Goa politics, a state that has often now been described increasingly as a political battlefield where nobody has fixed loyalties, and there is constantly the shifting sands, not just on the beaches of the state, but very much in the political arena. It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.